It's now my extreme pleasure for another colleague of mine who's another evangelist of standardization to introduce Silvia Vaccaro. And Silvia has a master's degree in international relations, politics and trade. Her work in the unit standardization of the European Commission and DG GROW, it means that she runs into me from time to time on various committees as well. She's part of World Trade Organization, TBT, Technical Barriers to Trade, and the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe in conjunction with Silvia in conjunction with Lorenzo, and also Olga is part of UNES as well. And international projects such as SESI, which is a seconded European standardization expert in India, and EAS FPI funded international digital cooperation. So I'll hand over to Silvia Vaccaro, and Silvia, you can set the scene from the European Commission's and DG GROW's perspective.
Hello, good afternoon everyone, and very happy to be here. And I will move down from the various high-level discussion that we had so far to focus a little bit more of what the European Commission, and especially DG GROW, is doing, which is basically free movement of goods. And we all know that with the COVID-19, the first shock was to the global supply chain. So all of a sudden, there was an exceptional circumstances that called for exceptional measures. And the first reaction, unfortunately, of many member states was a knee-jerk reaction to close the border, close the free movement of goods, close the free circulation of citizens. And of course, while we could understand, also because the European Commission does not have any competence for health matters, we could not allow that important trade in goods, especially because all our economy are very, very interconnected, could be affected by COVID-19. So my department, my directorate, worked very hard with the different member states in order to ensure the free movement of goods within the single market. And by creating what we call the green corridors in order to allow priority equipment and devices to flow freely between the different countries. Then, of course, we realized that there was a need of having a lot more personal protective equipment and medical devices, so masks, respirators, all sorts of gloves and things like that. So the European Commission again reached agreements with member states and produced guidelines in order for to have safe products still on the single market, but make it a little bit faster and have the goods delivered faster to the end users. Last but not least, there was a request from the European Commission to our European standardizer, so Sensenala Canetsi, to provide free access to those standards that were helping with the manufacturing and the distribution of personal protective equipment and medical devices. So several standards were made available by the national standards body in the local language to all those manufacturers, and luckily there were many, who decided to change a little bit their production in order to answer the need of having something at their disposals. And the last action we did was only last week, was to ask the standardization bodies again to make some sort of quick deliverable on how to prepare the masks that you're going to have to use when you go to the supermarket, those reusable ones, in order to have products that are not of a medical level, of course, but they're still giving some protection and had to comply with certain rules. So that's something that should be ready by the mid of June in order to, let's say, gather all the efforts of the different member states, as there was already something from France, from Spain, from Belgium, to have something that would be available and ready at European level. So, and that's basically everything for me. And I think that we will have a very good discussion later on. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Silvia. Excellent introduction as well from the European Commission and DG GROW perspective.